So there's a few freelance writing mistakes that a lot of newbie writers make early on in their careers, especially when they're just starting out and they're unsure of how to market themselves and what to do exactly. These mistakes are pretty costly. They limit your growth early on, and the chances are that you're probably making them currently in your freelance writing business if you're watching this video. These mistakes are kind of subtle and they're not very obvious to detect, and if you're making them, you're probably going to hinder your growth as a freelance writer. You're going to damage future opportunities and you're going to get stuck very quickly. So in this video, I'm going to go over what these mistakes are and how you should go about correcting them if you're making them. Chances are, if you're a beginner, you're already guilty of these. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen newbie writers make is that they focus too much on getting good at the start. Now, yes, you have to be good at writing. You are supposed to be a freelance writer. But once you've mastered the basics, and you should already be somewhat okay with writing, because if you're trying to be a freelance writer and you can't string a sentence together, you're going to have a very hard time, and you should probably just choose something else, choose web design or something. But writing should come natural to you. But back to the point, far too many beginners spend excessive amounts of time trying to own their skills and sharpen their chops when they should be going out and getting clients and just basically getting to work, letting the rubber hit the road. This is because once you've grasped the fundamentals, you're going to learn a lot more by doing, and being exposed to both writing styles and writing responsibilities will grow you as a writer, and you'll also be forced to write in different niches, because when you're a beginner, you're going to take what you can get. Stop taking writing courses, stop reading a million books on writing. Yes, you should refresh your skills now and again, but you don't need to just stay in that beginner phase. This will keep you locked into a beginner mindset. It will affect your self-perception and the way you carry yourself when you interact with clients. So just get out of the gate, take the training wheels off, and just get out into the world and start working. Start pitching clients, ask for money, try and raise your rates. Do what a real freelance writer would do. It's pretty simple, but I've seen so many people stuck in the training wheels for ages. I was guilty of this mistake myself, and I cost myself months and possibly even a whole year just trying to get better at writing. If you're currently in that stage, stop it, just get to work, get pitching clients. And that brings me to my next point, which is the second biggest mistake that new beginner freelance writers make, and that is to not focus on the business side of things. Yes, freelance writing is a business. It's a writing business. You might like writing, you enjoy writing, but it's still a business at the end of the day. You're selling a service, you're selling yourself, you're selling your skills. It's hard to sell yourself, especially when you're a new freelance writer, especially if you're the type of person who's a writer. Most of us are introverted. We don't like making a big show of things. It's not something we care for, but it's essential that you embrace the idea that you're going to have to sell yourself. This doesn't mean claiming you're the best writer in the world, rather just showing why you're a credible person to trust, showing your results, gathering proof of your results, and also investing into your personal brand. Do you write blog posts that would speak to a younger, like millennial or Gen Z generation that somebody else couldn't write? Are you great at like quirky humor in your content? These are things to consider, but not get overly fixated on in your journey, but they're definitely part of your personal brand. So think about your personal brand early on. Guest post in relevant niches, build a credible portfolio, and get pitching clients. This will build a ton of self-confidence. Now, investing in your brand doesn't mean just setting up a website and then calling it a day. It's more about treating your business as a business. So regular marketing activities, sending out emails regularly, new connection requests every day on LinkedIn. There's a ton of ways to get clients, and all of them work if you do them correctly and if you're consistent and committed enough. The trick is to find what works for you and your personality type and how you like to work. For me personally, I like getting a ton of guest posts. I use job boards, and then I built relationships with editors, and that carried me a long way. When I needed more clients, I could cold email, I could reach out to people on LinkedIn and secure gigs like that. Your journey might look a bit different. Maybe you'd prefer to just go hard on cold emails and secure leads. Maybe you want to build a personal brand first on LinkedIn and stand out on LinkedIn in your niche. Everyone's journey is different, so keep that in mind. Now, I know I said 2 tips, but I actually have a third tip, and this is just me speaking to myself. If I was a younger version of myself, if I could go in the past, I'd tell myself this: be fucking consistent. One of the biggest mistakes I made, so I'd go from guest posting to saying guest posting doesn't work, and then I'd move to cold email and try that for a couple of weeks. Don't do this. If something doesn't work out in the first couple of weeks, don't just give up. Assess what's happening, assess why things aren't working. If you're sending pitches to clients, are you pitching the right type of clients? Do they have the money to pay for your services? Are the pitches being sent to the right recipients? Are you sending to a general marketing manager or someone who manages content and would actually be able to influence the ability to hire you? Another thing you want to consider is like your relevance to the niche you're applying to. If you're pitching a client who's in the fintech niche and you have no fintech samples and all your samples are about improving health and fitness, then it's going to be harder to convert that lead. It's going to be harder to stand out. So these are small considerations that you want to take into account, but just ask yourself why things aren't working. Act, assess, and adjust. So keep them three things in mind. So I hope those 3 things help you. You got a little bonus tip there. If you have any questions, get at me in the comments below. If you think this video sucked, do let me know. I'm still trying to improve. Aside from that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.